So there are two letters that lenders give for approval of funds, pre-qualification and a pre-approval. In your words, what's the difference in the two?
Right, so I would say the pre-qualification is more of an overview. So, I may have gone ahead and pulled credit. I may have, looked at the app and kind of ran, some preliminary numbers and things like that to where I can be like, oh yeah, I think this kind of could go one way or the other, whether they look good or they don't. It kind of gives me a good start. The pre-approval, for me, especially giving you that letter, because my name's tied to it, of course, is once we've pretty much verified everything. So I've already looked at the pay stubs, I've made sure that the income's there, if there's any sort of, something that pops up on credit that we needed to check into, whether it was like a late payment or, anything like that, all of that has already pretty much been satisfied and worked through. I've looked at where the funds are going to be coming from. We've got a good game plan whether, they are getting the funds, whether it's a gift, whether it's, they're going down payment assistance or something like that. I know that pretty much, if I'm giving you that letter, unless something crazy happens, that loan is going to close. So I feel like it's a lot more solid once you get to that pre-approval stage because everything has been verified. It may not have actually gone through physical underwriting yet.
It's kind of been prepped for
right. I think it's just better for everybody to know, hey, we got that pre-approval, we checked into it, and we're good to go.
So let's go back a little bit. What would they need to have ready?
So again, just kind of going back to the credit piece, have an idea of kind of where that is. We're probably going to pull credit, of course, and do the full credit check, but having a good idea of, check in, maybe if you can figure out sort of where you are there. Definitely pay stubs, last 30 days are going to be, what we're going to ask for most immediately. That's always kind of the first thing we start with. The last 2 years W-2s. So like I said, right now 18 and 19, and then when that changes, it'll go to 19 and 20. And then last 2 years tax returns if you've got them, last 2 months bank statements. So that was kind of when I went off into the tangent of the cash for closing and down payment and everything. We're going to be, making sure that the money's there. So based off of, whether it's a checking account, savings account, if you've got investment accounts, we can actually use, 401k if that's something that you're able to draw from. There's a couple different ways there, but depending on, where you plan to get the funds for closing, we're going to need to see, the last 2 months of those accounts. And then that is what I would say is pretty much it. Right, kind of that initial documentation that we're going to ask for, and then like I said, it can kind of segue from there depending on what the dynamics of the loan are. So like I said, if it's self-employed, there may be some more documentation there. Do you own a business? There's certain tax returns that business owners receive. We may need to see those. And so that's definitely, like I said, that's kind of the basics of what we need, and then we can kind of go from there.
Preston Williams doesn't just list homes, he sells them.